Hi, I just wanted to quickly mention that this is actually a part 2 of a previous tutorial I did earlier this month. The focus was on choosing the right color when it comes to painting dark skin. So if that's something that you're interested in, please check the description down below for the link to the video. And yeah, we'll go right into this video, which is focusing on how to blend your characters into any environment that you put them in. So yeah, keep on watching for the rest of the tutorial, and thank you so much for watching. I have a sketch here where I will demonstrate how I blend my characters into the environments they are in. I have some images here that will help me demonstrate this. So this is the first one. This one is like in a green scenery, like a forest with waterfall at the back. It looks like the light source is coming from behind, so that means that my character is in shadow, and that means that I will paint my character the color of the background, or put the skin tone towards the spectrum of the background color. And here the background looks quite green, very warm green, so I'm just going to make sure that I select the skin tone of my character. Then I'll go to my color wheel and move the slider towards the green, but not really on the green, just a bit warm. Just try and make it as warm as possible. So when I feel like it's towards the green enough, I can then drag the color into my character skin tone, and now I think the character blends so much better with the environment than it did before. And you can do the same for the clothes as well. So I'll just select the layer for the clothing and then select the color of the outfit, then move it towards the green. So I'm going to move it left this time, and then I can drag that color in and see how it looks. And I feel now that the character and the clothing blends a lot better in the environment. And then I can work during the rendering process. I can bring the lighting, the room light from the back, but I'm not going to really focus on lighting in this tutorial. Maybe in a future tutorial, if you guys are interested, I can go into lighting and how lighting can affect the color of your character, or how to implement lighting into your character. But for now, I'm just going to talk about how to choose the right color from the jump. So yeah, I think that maybe I can make the skin color a bit more reddish, just a little bit less green, and I think now it looks a lot better, even though it's just a slight difference. So I'm happy with the results for this one, and now I'm just going to try on the background. So I'll turn on the layer for this, and you see that this time around the color of the character doesn't blend well with background anymore. That is because the background is more purplish in tone, and I also have to look at where my light source is coming from. My light source is coming from the back and the bottom, so it means that my character is in shadow. So that means that I will paint my character's skin tone to fit the background color a lot more. So now I'm going to go back to my slider and push my character's skin tone towards the purple. So I'm just going to push that as far as I can, then I will drag the color in. So I see that the hue is quite nice, but it's a little bit too saturated for the background. So I'm just going to go back to the slider and then desaturate the color and see what it looks like. So I think now it looks a lot better. And if I feel like the skin tone is not perfect, I can go back and I can go to my curve tool or to my hue, saturation and brightness tool here to adjust the color. So now I'll just go and try another color, another background, and this time around it looks like the light source is coming from the front. So I think we can use the color of the light source to help us choose the color of the character. So I see that the sunlight is kind of the sunset color, So it means that my character is going to be very warm and very saturated. So, and then the shadow, in the shadow of the character, which I'm not going to show now because I'm not rendering this character, I can bring more of the background color into the shadow. But since the character is in light, I'm going to choose the color of the light source. So I'm just going to pick the color now and then go back to very warm yellow and make it as saturated as I can, and maybe even lighter, since the light is going to hit the character quite strong. And then just drag that. I see that the character blends a lot more into this. Maybe we can make it a little less yellow and maybe more saturated, and then maybe we can make it more yellow and then drag it. So you see, in the process I'm trying and experimenting with just seeing what works best, and I think this skin tone now works. Then when it comes to the shadow, like I said before, you can then bring the color of the background because that is what is in shadow in the background. So now I'm just going to also do the same for the cloth as well. So I'll pick the outfit and then move it towards the yellow, still trying to make sure that it looks blue. So I think this will work. Then bringing that shadow color will make it blend a lot better. So now I'm just going to go for the last background, dark. So you see now that this character doesn't blend well. The character doesn't blend well with background anymore. That is because the environment has changed. So what we need to do is to make the character blend like we have been doing before. And I'll just go back to my skin color, pick the color of the character, and this one, because the light source is very cool, and the background is very cool, very blue. The character is going to look very, very blue in the environment and quite dark. So I'm going to imagine that there is a fill light in front of the character, just so that we can bring attention to the character's face, so the character is not too dark. So I'm just going to go straight to blue here because I think that the character is going to look completely bluish, but maybe a bit more warm. So I'll move it towards the green and just maybe less saturated, and just see what we get. So now I think that's too blue, so I think what I'm going to do is that maybe I'm going to push it more to the purple, and then still a little too purple. Maybe it needs to be more desaturated, and this thing is starting to look more like skin. So now I've tried to blend the character's skin tone and the cloth to the background. I think the outfit looks great. The character's skin tone, I'm not really sure how the character is supposed to look. So this is where I will go and maybe look for a reference. This is why references are very important. So I would go, if I was actually going to render this and I'm struggling with finding the right shade for the skin tone, I'm going to go and look for a reference with that a similar skin tone with a similar atmosphere, a similar mood, and that will help me that will guide me to creating a more accurate depiction of the skin tone. And that is why I believe that color studies are very important, because color studies will help you improve your visual knowledge on how things look in real life and implement that in your artwork without even having to revise or look at references. For now, I'm just going to stop here and hope that you really learned a lot from the video. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of tutorials you want to see from me next, and if you like this style of content. Yeah, thank you so much for staying to the last minute, and I really appreciate every one of you. Stay blessed and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.